There we go. Hi, how are you? Just post on here quickly. There we go. Why did that go through? There we go. Hi, so how is everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. So this game is called Weeping Willow by from Keymailer. Thank you to I'm pretty sure it's in that. Give me the key. It is out now. It's currently £3.35p. Hopefully, we will see what this is like. I will be doing another stream later on tonight, which will be either Apex, and then tomorrow I'll be doing Graveyard Keeper. This is by Sometimes You. The genre is adventure, casual. It's an indie game. Let's get on and see what it's like. And I just realised I need to just alter my volume. The fireplace in the house on the hill was shaded by pre-dawn twilight. Burning logs crackled in the hearth, breaking the silence in the room. A muffled clatter of hooves come from the street. A female figure who was sitting motionless at a table gave a start. Setting aside a copper bowl, he hastily headed to the front door to let in the long-awaited guest, who judged by the sound of his footsteps already climbing the porch. There was a knock on the door. Sophia says, "Coming." There was a creak of the door bolt, an unpleasant screech of door hinges cut the thickened silence of the room. "Finally, I've been waiting for you. Come on in, Mr. Imperial Investigator." Miss Von Wolf, it is most likely that you will have to communicate very often, so you can simply call me by my name. Well, Manfred, you... Girl hesitated, pressing her ginger ears in embarrassment. The investigator noticed it and shook his head knowingly. Apparently, it would be too unusual for you. Yes, well... You've become a baroness quite recently, madam, and you will have to get used to your new status. If you feel more comfortable, you can call me by my last name. Will it be easier for you? Yes, Mr. Neyman, it will be easier. Never before have I been allowed to refer to purebloods like this. This is all new to me. I understand. Mr. Neyman, did you manage to find my husband? Alas, I cannot please you with anything. But how? How come? We've just started searching, and this is not a quick deal, you know. But it has been more than 3 days. The girl lost her temper and shouted, but she stopped at once instinctively. If I were you, I would not be so worried. How can you say that? Believe my experience, the Baron will soon return to you safe and sound. I've already faced the similar cases more than once. Newlyweds often quarrel, separate for a short time, let the steam off, and then come together again. Give it time and it will work itself out. Yes, we had quarrels like any newlyweds, but I know my Otto. He could not just disappear, you know. He could not. The investigator sighed wearily, threw his hands up and smiled politely. What are you planning to do next? I need to find my husband as soon as possible. He may be in trouble, do you understand? The Imperial Police are not authorized to catch cheating husbands by the scruff of the necks and forcefully drag them home, Miss Von Wolf. Why are you talking to me like that? My people checked out most of the taverns and inns outside the quarantine zone. No trace of the Baron has been found yet, but I assure you he will show up very soon. My Otto is not like that. He left after our quarrel, but I am sure he has nobody else but me. Well, that's great. Then you have no reason to worry. You are being so mean to me because of my background. Well, no, of course not. And why aren't you looking for my husband? Don't yell at me, Miss Von Wolf, otherwise I'll leave. I assure you, we're making every effort to find him, but do not forget that the Imperial Police is still engaged in maintaining quarantine in 4 of the 5 districts of... Oh god. Wiedendorf. I think I said that right. Our town is small, but the situation is not easy. With the plague, you know you do not mess. I hope you understand that. Well, I understand. So what are you going to do next? My people will continue the search. The circle is gradually narrowing as they couldn't have managed to leave the area. The guard's order is not to let anyone in or out, so that the plague will not get here. The girl gasped and sat down on a chair. She made a couple of sips from her cup and covered her face with her palms. Do you always drink that much? Oh no, of course not. I did not sleep a wink this night. After my Otto went missing, I could not find a place for myself. The tincture of valerian root helps me to somehow control myself. I see, sorry, but I'm not used to seeing noble women drinking alcohol. Please stop, Mr. Neyman. Please do not pretend I understand why you are asking this. Do you? I myself still haven't fully realised everything. My Otto being a pureblood married me according to all your laws. Do you think that I didn't notice our neighbours leered when we arrived to Wiedendorf and settled in this house? Purebloods are not used to seeing people like me beside them, unless we are lackeys or servants, say nothing of the local rich. They do not even want to know their relatives from the lower classes. The whole area is fenced like a fortress. That's right, but that is why the plague from the neighbourhood hasn't affected the local people yet. I won't lie to you, Mr. Von Wolf. Everything you said is quite true. I do not like it when I am watching you now, but it is so because I'm not used to it, not because I disapprove. I grew up in a small village west from here, and I see many things differently. The situation of your people is unavailable and humiliating. Personally, I'm not going to poke a finger at someone simply because their ears are not in the same place as mine. In a way, I even sympathize with you, and if any of my words seem rude to you, do not be offended. This is a professional habit, nothing more. Thank you, Mr. Neyman. So here we got Qatar, I hope I said your name right. Shy Puff, 01 Ella, Alicia Drea, in Gathering, Justnet, Sabia, I hope I said that name right as well. Welcome. Feel free to follow me. I also have TikTok, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all under GamerHaven89. I will be doing Kick as well at some point. That will be GamerHaven89 as well. On here, I'm trying to get up to 250 followers. At the minute, I'm currently sat on 61 or 62, I believe. So, the more followers, the better. And without further ado, we'll go back to the story. This is Weeping Willow. Go through Keymailer. It's out now and it's £3.39, I believe, on the Xbox store. It's also on obviously other consoles as well, but I'm currently on the Xbox. Right. Tell me, did you often quarrel with your husband lately? Not more than usual. We got married just recently, Mr. Imperial. Oh, Mr. Neyman. Did you write something about his disappearance? Yes, I sent a message to his estate in Regensburg, but the pigeon came back about an hour ago. Did the message stay sealed? Yes, it lies on the shelf in the wine cabinet. You can see for yourself. Could a bird get lost? Although very unlikely, it is not very far. Maybe it is worth trying once more. So he agreed that he could leave the town. I doubt it very much, although he is, of course, a wealthy man. Okay, I will order to send a messenger from the neighbouring frontier post. He will personally make sure that Baron Von Wolf has not returned to his old residence. Thank you. And his friends? We have no mutual friends. My social circle was not suitable for Otto, and his circle, well, you understand. What about his parents? I do not know them. After all, we have been married for a little over 2 months. And Otto himself visited them very rarely. It even seemed to me that he was trying to avoid them. Why? He did not tell me about it, and I did not ask. Does it ever occur to you where he could go? If I only knew, I would have gone there myself at once. But this is not at all necessary. My advice is to wait for him here. And by all means, do not leave this estate. If you get any information, immediately notify me through my man, whom I put to your house for protection. Hardwin. The door creaked and there appeared a stocky guard, clad in full battle gear with a metal clanging. He came closer and straightened out. From this moment, you are at the disposal of Miss Von Wolf. Yes, sir. You are responsible for her protection and safety of the entire estate. The errander will bring you several pigeons for fast communication with me if necessary. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. It is not necessary, really. Do not argue. These are dangerous times. Quarantine makes many people nervous, and irritated people often act ugly. And your safety has recently become my personal concern. What are you talking about? The burgomaster of Wiedendorf has taken the search for your husband under his personal control. As I mentioned earlier, the Baron was a very wealthy man. That's what it is. You may go, Hardwin. Yes, sir. And I ask you not to leave the estate. Your husband may return without warning at any time. If I know anything about an accident or a murder, I will personally inform you. Murder? It happens. I've seen a lot while in service. Are you alone in the house? Yes. Good. The dawn is coming soon. I advise you to eat and take a rest. I can barely eat. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. You shouldn't be like that. The search went on all night and it will continue for some time more. There is no need to strain yourself like this. But he is missing for more than 3 days. That's my fault. My fault. I should have reported his disappearance earlier. How silly I am. Silly. You did everything right, Miss Von Wolf. Before I arrived here, I reported to the town board. There's no need to worry. Along with it, I also handed over your missing persons report. From now on, you will not be responsible for the debts which the Baron could have done in his absence. What debts? What are you talking about? Anything can happen. You share common property. You should wait for the return of your husband right here and I'll take care of the rest. But I have things to do, Baroness. Try to relax and recover your strength. My best regards. So, there's quite a decent storyline to this so far. It is purely like this from what I know of the gameplay is. It's a text-based adventure game. It's the old style, so I quite enjoy the aspect. The animation behind and the drawings and that, I think are really good. I don't know about whether I like the fact of just having to read it or whether I would have preferred like a voiceover type thing. I think that could have been quite good as well. But apart from that, I'm actually quite enjoying it so far. Let's carry it on. So, the investigator bowed and hastily left the house, slamming the door behind him. Sophia walked to the window, watching the retreating guest. The girl sighed heavily and slowly walked to the stairs leading to the second floor. On her way, she took a bronze cup from the table with the remnants of the tincture. The dawn haze slowly closed behind her, plunging the house on the hill into silence, broken only by the crackling fire in the hearth. At dawn. The front door creaked and a female figure dressed in a monastic robe appeared on the doorstep. The uninvited guest looked around in search of the owners but saw no one. None. Is there anybody here? There was no answer. The woman walked deeper into the room and looked around. Miss Von Wolf, are you here? No response. The uninvited guest caught sight of the ceramic jug which stood nearby. Coming closer, she sniffed. Having caught spicy notes of strong tincture, the woman broke into a wide smile, licking her parched lips. Who are you and what are you doing here? Good heavens! The uninvited guest shuddered with fear and dramatically clutched her heart. Turning to the stairs, she saw the owner of the estate looking at her quizzically from the steps. You scared me, my daughter. Who are you? I apologize for the intrusion, my dear. You are Baroness Von Wolf, aren't you? Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. My name is Maylene Elend. For some time now, I am the prioress of the Scarlet Rose Parish in Wiedendorf. Before me, it was the responsibility of Sister Ashby until her old age forced her to retire. You must know her quite well. I'm sorry, but I don't know her at all. I'm new to this town. It's a pity that you arrived here at such a difficult time for Wiedendorf. How did you get here? Oh, do not fear of me, my daughter. I was let in by Hardwin. He is a parishioner of our temple and a very kind young man. Do not get angry with him, please. I dared to disturb you at such an alarming time, but a noble image of your missing husband is engraved in my heart, and I came to pay my respects personally. Baron Von Wolf was a true embodiment of kindness and generosity for our humble parish. Sophia sobbed shortly, wiping a tear from her cheek. Blessed is the man who makes donations to the temple. Did you get married in the temple, my daughter? Yes. Oh, this is just wonderful. I miss him so much. I'm so worried, sister. I hope that Otto will soon come back to my arms, my sweetheart. Sophia sobbed again, holding back her tears. It was love at first sight, and as soon as we saw each other, we realized that we were destined to be together. The prioress smiled politely and nodded knowingly. This is wonderful, my daughter, truly wonderful. We got married in a small mountain chapel near Mittenwald. I remember that day. It was Wednesday. We were alone in the temple, only me and my Otto, and two bearded vagabonds as witnesses. Oh, it was so beautiful. Do not cry, my daughter. I understand you perfectly. Sophia nodded and stepped aside. She wiped her tears, came up to the table and poured a little bit of tincture from a jug into the cup. Having caught the interested gaze of the prioress, the girl nodded politely, inviting her to sit down. Have a drink with me, Sister Ellen. I wouldn't say no, my daughter. Sure, here you are. With a courteous bow, the prioress took the goblet which was offered to her. Here's to the good health of Baron Von Wolf. I hope that you very soon, the will of the gods will help him return home safe and sound. I do hope that very soon my Otto will be here again. I don't even know what I would do without him. I just don't know. Do you still love Mr. Von Wolf, my daughter? With all my heart, we were so happy together. After the wedding, we went on a small honeymoon trip to Honey Valley. I never left my home village, you see. Otto opened the whole world for me. Then he got this estate as payment for some kind of debt deal. And without any hesitation, we decided to start a new life by moving here. At first, everything was just wonderful, and then something happened to him, and we began to fight for nothing. We quarrelled and reconciled. We reconciled and quarrelled again. After another quarrel, he hastily collected some of his stuff and left home. This is my fault, Sister Ellen. He's so nice, I feared the worst. My daughter, your grief is very sincere, and I sympathise with you with all my heart. But tell me, are you ready to accept the return of your husband without shouting and reproach? How can you? Of course, if only he would come back to me, I would forgive everything and anything. If only he would come back. The prioress smiled broadly, hastily finished off the contents of a cup and put it on the table. Then rejoice, my daughter, I have good news for you. Your faithful husband is found. What? After the mass in the parish, I noticed a man devoutly praying at the altar. That was your husband, Baron Von Wolf. Yes, sweetheart, it was him. The Baron sincerely confessed and sincerely repented of his deed. He said he loved you very much, but he was afraid to go back home, fearing that you would not be able to forgive him. It can't be. It can, my daughter, it can. The prioress went to the front door and opened it, courteously inviting the person standing behind her to enter. A handsome man walked through the door, throwing a small bundle with his things on the floor. He smiled apologetically and looked into the eyes of the frustrated girl. Sweetheart, please, forgive me, Oh. Sophia sighed, tilted her head and collapsed on the floor, losing consciousness. My daughter, what's wrong with you? Sophia, breathe. Looks like she's coming round. Thank goodness. My angel, thank you for forgiving me. I do not know what came over me. That day it was really crazy. She still feels uneasy, Baron. Bring her some water, hurry. Water, yes, of course. My daughter, you still feel bad. Do you have perfumes in the house? Sophia moaned and nodded yes. Where are they? On the top shelf wine cabinet. The prioress nodded in response and hastily withdrew in the indicated direction. Soon she returned with a small matte bottle in her hand. Sprinkling some perfume on her palms, Sister Ellen began to rub the odious liquid into the skin on the girl's chest in order to bring her back to life. Sophia moaned quietly about regaining consciousness. The prioress moistened her palms with perfume and began to rub them over the cheeks of a stunned baroness. Oh, thank goodness you came to your senses. Rejoice, my daughter, your Otto is back. This is not my husband. I do not understand. What are you saying? Sister, I brought some water. Sophia immediately jumped to her feet at the sight of the person appeared in the room. She recoiled to the side. Who are you? My angel, are you alright? Let me... Get away from me. My daughter, you promised me that there would be no shouts. This is not my husband. How is he not your husband? How can it be? I have never seen him before. Darling, calm down, please. Everything will be fine. Do not come closer. My daughter. It's okay, Sister Ellen. My wife and I need to talk face to face and we'll figure it out. The young man pushed a jug of water on the table, took out a heavy leather wallet from his inside pocket and stretched it out to the prioress. The gods will not forget your act, Sister Ellen, and I will remember it forever too. The prioress face lit up, smiled, gratefully accepted a generous donation from the hands of the benefactor, and bowing, backed away towards the exit. Sister Ellen, where are you going? I do not know this man. Take him back. My daughter, you promised not to make scenes. Your husband is at home. I have fulfilled my mission, and the rest is totally your own business. He is an impostor. Pull yourself together. The prioress snorted, hiding a purse, clinking with coins in the folds of her clothes. Get him out of here. My angel, calm down, please. Let's talk about it. Sophia pushed away the man who reached out to her and ran out of the dining room and headed towards the living room. Hardwin! Hardwin! The front door opened and the guard ran into the room, holding his hand on the hilt of his sword. What happened, Miss One Wolf? It's alright, Hardwin. Mistress feels bad. Honey, let's just calmly talk. I do not know this man. Do not let him come near me. What's the matter, honey? It's me, your Otto. My daughter, sit down. You need to come to your senses. Hardwin, this is an impostor. This is not my husband. Prioress? I do not understand what is going on. For some reason, Mistress does not recognize her husband. He is not my husband. Sir, can I have a look at your name identification? Nonsense. Honey, I understand you're still mad at me. Please, let's talk. Please, can I see your identification? What the hell? This is my house. The prioress knows me. What else do you want? Let's not complicate things. Just show your name identification and we'll figure it out. Damn. Okay, good. In a moment. The man hastily proceeded to the bundle laid on the floor in the next room and began to untie it. After a couple of minutes, he took out a scroll tied with a scarlet ribbon and handed it to the guard. Here you are. Hardwin took the paper, unfolded it and began to read aloud. The bearer of this document is Baron Otto von Wolf, who owns the land and personal estate in the town of Wiedendorf, located... What? Signed personally by the Burgomaster. Madam, I recognise the print of his family ring. It looks genuine. It can't be. Any document can be forged. I'm telling you, whatever document this man shows you here, he is not my husband. You're not yet come around, my daughter. Please sit down. Drink some water. I'm telling you, I have never seen this man before. Honey, leave these jokes. It is not funny at all. Leave me alone. Get out. Okay, calm down, please. Tell me, you took pills that the doctor prescribed to you, didn't you? What nonsense. Leave my house this instant. Hardwin, get this person out. I'm begging you. Let's all calm down, gentlemen. We'll work this out. There's nothing to work out. My wife is suffering a health complication. This has already happened during our honeymoon trip to Honey Valley. How do you know that I was there with my husband? Rennie, please calm down. Now I will bring your medicines so you can sleep, and we will laugh at this situation together afterwards. But first, you need to rest. Get away from me. What on earth is it? Oh, come on. Just like last time. One morning I found her in a similar condition. She didn't recognize me and was talking nonsense. Only by the end of the day she finally recognized her Otto and me. After that, we consulted the healers from the capital. I thought the medicines were helping, but it's a lie. You're lying. Sister Ellen, it looks like I will need some more of your help. I came to Wiedendorf not so long ago, and I didn't really know anyone. Of course, Mr. Von Wolf, we will surely bring your wife to her normal state. The gods will help us, you'll see. I certainly make it worth your while. There really is no end to your arrogance. This is gone beyond all limits. Hardwin, do something. Do not worry, I sent a pigeon to Mr. Investigator as soon as Sister Ellen appeared. Soon he will be here and everything will immediately fall into place. Did you hear that? Soon the Investigator will save me from you. Oh. He knows everything and your outrageous venture will not go unpunished. Poor Sophia. Let's call the healer. He will examine you and will help you. I understand you. You're robbing single women, hiding behind the mess of the plague quarantine. I can't say that I've got kids in the same room. What are you talking about, Sophia? Let's all calm down. You're right, unnecessary stress is harmful for my wife now. But I'm not your wife. Okay, honey, as you say, you just do not worry. You will take your medicine and you will sleep. And in the morning, the sun will shine again and we will forget it all, like a terrible dream. You just make me wonder why. The Imperial Investigator is on his way and you are still here. And you stay surprisingly calm. I'm worried only about you, my love. What are you holding for me? Only a happy life, dear. This is all I want. I don't understand what you are hoping for, but you do not count on me. Neither on my jewellery nor on my property, and certainly not on my money. You wanted to say my money. Who were you before we met? When we got married you had nothing, not a single copper coin. Baron. Okay, let's not be petty, my dear. What mine is yours. The main thing now is to make you feel better. That's it, that's what it is. You decided to get your hands on my husband's fortune, taking advantage of his absence, scoundrel. Sophia grabs the bottle that was on the closest shelf and threw it at her rival with all her might. He defiantly stepped aside, avoiding the shot. The bottle flew past and shattered against the doorpost at the very moment as the Imperial Investigator entered the house. What's going on in here? Oh, please forgive me. Hardwin, damn it. Why did I leave you here for? Mr. Investigator, Out. I have nothing to do with it, I swear. Here are the papers of Baron Von Wolf, Mr. The investigator took a carefully folded letter from the guard and shouted again. I said out. Yes, sir. Mr. Neyman, help me. An unknown man with chilling composure is imposing himself on me as my husband. I am Baron Otto von Wolf. I'm coming home and I find he appropriated a document of my husband. Arrest him. Bonnie, calm down, I beg you. How many times? Silence. Silence occupied the room for the moment. The investigator analysed the situation and turned to the prioress standing nearby. Sister, I had no honour of meeting you earlier. Who are you? My name is Melina Elland, Mr. Investigator. I am the new prioress of the Scarlet Rose Parish in Wiedendorf. Manfred paused for a moment, considering what he just heard. Then he quickly ran over the papers he got from the guard, nodded and addressed to the rest of the people in the room. Now I am listening to you. Mr. Neyman, my dear, you put yourself and me in an awkward position. Shut up, please. Do not dare call me my dear. You are not my husband. Well, wait, Miss Von Wolf. Your husband ran away, right? And when he returned, it was not your husband. What do you mean by that? He is not my husband. Why? Because he is not. Will you ever stop, Sophia? Quiet. I must ask you not to forget yourself. You're talking to the Baron. Sister, what was it? Sister Elland. Sister Elland, I want to talk to Miss Von Wolf in private. Leave us, please. What? Baron, I apologize, but I must also ask you to retreat to another room. Believe me, this way we will end up with this mess much sooner. This is nonsense. Baron, I beg of you. Alright, but don't be too long. My wife is not feeling well. There's no need to make her worry. Miss Von Wolf, let's wait in the fireplace room. If you don't mind, there is a wonderful tincture that will help to calm your nerves. Baron sighed heavily, threw up his hands and left. Sister Ellen followed him, occasionally rattling with the coins hidden in the folds of her clothes. Well, madam, let's start over. How did it all begin? I got married to this wonderful, kind-hearted man. I have already told you all this. And this wonderful, kindest man left you, despite all the delights of a happy family life. Sophia shrugged her shoulders, confused, and nodded. And then he came back, but you do not want to accept him, right? No, it's not like that at all. This man is not my husband, you see. He is not Otto van Wolf. This man, as I see it, is ready to prove at any price that he actually is your husband. Sophia perplexedly threw her hands up, not knowing what to answer to the investigator. It turns out quite interesting. Sir, Mr. Neyman, it's some big scam. I don't know how to describe it in words. He wants to get my money. Is that so? Are you so rich? Me? No, of course not. I'm from a poor family, Mr. Neyman. So it's your husband's money? Yes. Although things were not going very well with him lately, partly because of this, we decided to move to this very house. So your husband didn't keep big money in the house? No. I thought he was a wealthy man. But it is so. More precisely, it was. Now he's going through a difficult time. Well, maybe you're waiting for some kind of legacy. How? No, at least not on my side. All my relatives are rather poor. Maybe there is some valuable real estate. Only this house. Otto also has an old manor in Regensburg, but it needs serious repairs. It is unlikely that it will be possible to gain a lot for it. Wait a minute, Otto mentioned something about his gravely ill father. His manor was somewhere not very far, but I didn't keep in touch for long, so I don't know the details. Are you married with the right of common ownership of the property? I'm not confusing anything. Yes, this was Otto's personal risk, Mr. Neymar. All this is in the papers that were provided to the town board when we moved to Wiedendorf. Yes, that's it. Sophia grasped and rounded eyes with fear. So that's what he is planning. He wants to declare himself my husband and then get rid of me with some kind of accident. Good God, what am I trying to do? And will your real husband allow this to happen? Of course not. That's why we should find him as soon as possible. Help me, please. I am begging you. And what if you are fooling me? I beg of you, Mr. Neyman. You are my only hope. I don't know anyone in this town. I have no one else to ask. Sophia covered her face with her hands and wept bitterly. What about the prioress? What do you mean? Have you met her until today? No, but your man knows her, Hardwin. He let her in while you were gone. Well, wait for me here. The investigator slowly walked towards the front door, slightly opened it, and gestured for the guard behind it to come closer. Exchanging a few words with his subordinate, Manfred nodded, closed the door, and went back to the living room. Hardwin confirmed the identity of Sister Ellen, Baroness. He personally met her at the town's gate when she arrived at Wiedendorf, and he took her papers from the Supreme Episcopate to the town board. I will examine these documents myself at the earliest opportunity, and I will also talk to the previous prioress. Fortunately, she is still in the town because of the quarantine. Do you think Sister Ellen could be involved in all this? I do not think anything yet, but I need to check it out. I don't even know how to thank you. You are so good to me, thanks. Sophia wiped a tear from her cheek, sobbed, and took a deep breath, trying to control herself. Sister Ellen, can I have you for a moment? Did you call me Mr. Investigator? Now, I would like to hear your version of the latest events. Yes, of course, my son. Where shall I start? You brought the Baron this morning. Where did you meet him? In the parish of the Scarlet Rose, my son, Baron von Wolf wanted to return home and turned to me for help. He believed that the Baroness would not forgive him and asked me to act as a peacemaker in the current delicate situation. I see. What happened next? To meet the Baron's expectation, I brought him here. Miss von Wolf did not recognize her husband, which is why he is very worried at the moment. At first I was puzzled, but then I realized that the Baroness was not in the best health. And well, the abbess spreads her hands meaningful, trying to choose the right word. Do you think she is out of her mind? Have mercy, Mr. Investigator. I am only the humble Baroness of a modest parish and cannot draw such a conclusion. But still, she threatened and tried to banish him. The Baron is totally desperate. Okay, so you are sure that the man who is now in the next room is really the husband of Miss von Wolf? There is no doubt about that. I met him immediately after my arrival in Wiedendorf. He made a large donation to the temple and proved himself a very worthy man. It's a lie. Miss von Wolf, please calm down. The last thing I need now is your emotions. Instead, I need facts. To prove my words, I can bring at least a dozen witnesses, Mr. Investigator. I see. Baroness, who saw your husband on the first day of his arrival at Wiedendorf? We came here about 2 weeks ago. I got the keys to the house from a local shopkeeper while Otto stayed in the carriage. He was unwell at the time. Then maybe the coachman can identify him. Maybe. But he left the town before the quarantine was announced, so... Mr. Neyman, I can bring you hundreds of witnesses in Honey Valley. Maybe. Before this, you will need to get a sanction from the burgomaster of Wiedendorf, and he will not give it until the epidemic in the neighbouring quarantine subsides. Sister Ellen, invite Baron von Wolf, please. Yes, sir, at once. Shortly, the Baron walked slowly into the room. He was rubbing his palms, trying to warm them. It's getting dark and it's getting chilly. Sister Ellen, put some logs in the fire, if you please. They are right beside the fireplace in the dining room. Of course, Mr. von Wolf, no problem. You can splash there a little alcohol which is on the bottom shelf of the corner cabinet so that the fire can break out quickly. And on the way back, bring us a little drink to warm up. You can take a sweet tincture for yourself and my wife, and a bottle of fortified wine for the investigator and myself. It is in the chest near the fireplace. In the chest? Yes, the taste of wine spoils in the direct sunlight, so we keep it there. You know the house quite well. Why wouldn't I? Once again, the investigator twisted in his hands the Baron's name identification and carefully looked at the signature and the print at the bottom of the document. It looked genuine. Why these foolish doubts? After all, you are capable of recognizing the handwriting and the signature of your burgomaster, aren't you? The messenger delivered a letter, Mr. Investigator. A letter? A letter where from? I cannot know. It arrived to the frontier post and then it was passed on here along with food supplies. Give it to me, you can go. Yes, sir. Manfred looked at the wax seal and twisted the scroll, studying it. I hope no one minds if I open it. Of course not. Open it, Miss von Wolf. Sophia nodded affirmatively, and Manfred broke the wax seal, unceremoniously unrolled the scroll and began to study its content. Here is your wine, Mr. von Wolf. Is everything all right? The letter has been delivered, Sister Ellen. Mr. Investigator was just about to read it out to us. Were you not, Mr. Investigator? What is it? I'm afraid I have bad news, Mr. von Wolf. Your father died unexpectedly last week. Sophia rounded her eyes, gasped and covered her mouth with her hands. You have my deepest sympathies, Baron. This is a big loss. My father and I didn't get along very well lately. All the same, it is necessary to save a requiem mass for him, my son. Perhaps you're right, sister. I will pay the expenses, but let it be modest, please. The prioress nodded knowingly. The letter came from the burgomaster of the town where the deceased lived. Mr. Von Wolf, will you please remind me its name? This has gone beyond all bounds. Did I ask something offensive? This whole situation is already more than offensive. He simply doesn't know. I will complain, Mr. Investigator. You will see. First of all, I will go to Burgomaster Wiedendorf, and we will see who is who. Miss Von Wolf, would you like to ask your husband about something? Enough questions. I'm fed up with this farce. Why, after all, I cannot ask anything which you wouldn't know if you really were my Otto. I'm sick and tired of it. Okay, alright, my love. Ask anything if it makes you feel better. But don't be too strict. After everything that had happened, I could have forgotten about a thing or two. Do not rush to make excuse in advance, Baron. Mistress? Where did we get married? In a small mountain chapel not far from here. What was the day of the week? Wednesday. What was the name of the ship we took to go on our honeymoon? You're confusing something, my love. We hired a carriage. Where did we go? I took you to Honey Valley, where we spent 5 unforgettable days. Your questions have already bored everyone, dear. Not at all, Baron. Ask, Miss Von Wolf, ask. What is my father's name? Honey, I don't remember. You haven't introduced us yet. But still, I told you this to my Otto. I don't remember really. My real husband would not forget it. I repeatedly mentioned him in our conversation. Baron. Oh yes, his name is Bruno. And the last name? What is his last name? If I am not mistaken, your father comes from a line of Bakes and his last name is Becker. How did you... This is the correct answer. Yes, but... Does it make any sense to continue, Miss Von Wolf? One more question. I've got one more question. Okay, my dear. Ask. There's only one mole on my body. Where is it located? Mole? I got you, rogue. Miss Von Wolf, you do not know the answer to this question. You've been married for more than 2 months. Oh yeah, the mole, sure. It is on your right breast, my love. How could I forget about it? What? But how did you... Is something wrong, dear? Well, of course, it was she who told him. Prioress? Yes, she rubbed me with perfume when I lost consciousness. Apparently noticed the mole. These people are on the same side. I think that it is time to end this conversation, Mr. Investigator. You're right, Baron. I've heard everything I wanted. And please leave my estate. My wife needs to rest and I would like to eat my dinner now. Of course, I will visit you tomorrow morning if you don't mind. As you wish. My regards. Will you leave me alone? The prioress took out a little paper sachet from a small pocket and handed it to the Baroness. Drink this before you go to bed, my daughter. This is a sleeping pill. It will help you sleep well. But do not forget to take your medication. I don't take any medications. Do you always carry sleeping pill with you, sister? Of course. Sometimes parishioners come to me excited. In addition to spiritual torment, they also suffer physical pains, and good sleep always helps to ease suffering. They will poison me. What do you mean? The powder is completely harmless. Honey, calm down, please. I cured you last time. I will cure you now. Has this already happened? Yes, in Honeyville. It's a lie. I see. Well, maybe tomorrow you can get to recognize your husband, Miss Von Wolf. Bye. You forgot to give me a letter. Oh yes, of course, here you are. Thank you. And you can keep my name identification for now. Return it tomorrow when you verify its authenticity. Thank you. If there are no more questions, I don't dare to delay you anymore. Mr. Investigator. And as for my complaint to the burgomaster, you can relax. I've changed my mind for now. Very much obliged. Sophia ran up to Manfred, dragged him by the hand to the side and whispered in his ear, Mr. Namon, please, help me please. I'm trapped, you know. By morning, they will do anything to get rid of me. If they are not really the ones they claim to be, then getting rid of you on the first night will be stupid and very suspicious. Lock yourself in the room and wait until morning. I will visit you first thing tomorrow, but at the moment my hands are tied. But I'd like to take my leave now, ladies and gentlemen, till tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Mr. Investigator. Manfred turned and walked steadily towards the exit, closing the creaking door behind him. Sophia looked out of the window. The investigator was giving some instruction to Hardwin while checking the fastening of the horse saddle. The girl really hoped that Manfred would return, but every moment this hope melted, giving way to fear. Finally, this nightmare come to an end. Honey, how are you feeling? Do not come near me. Okay, calm down. It doesn't matter. Now you need peace and quiet, my angel. The prioress slowly retreated to the next room. The Baron approached, and one of the cabinets started to fill a clay cup with the content of one of the jars standing there. Sophia looked around and peeked out of the corner of her eye that he was slipping the content of Sister Ellen's satchel into the cup. My angel, drink it before you go to bed. This is your favourite tincture. It will help you relax. Sophia looked out of the window, behind which the investigator was still talking to the guard, sighed and took the drink he offered to her. I do not like my tincture without a mint leaf at the bottom. Of course, how could I forget? Just a moment, I'll get it. The Baron went to the fireplace, having missed the prioress, who returned to the living room. She looked a little puzzled. My daughter, I apologize, but I have to say goodbye to you. It is necessary to arrange a requiem mass for your husband's father. Are you alright, Sister Ellen? Yes, though not quite. It is not important now. How are you feeling? I don't know, sister. Everything is foggy. I understand. I will offer a prayer for your health at the evening mass, and by morning your condition will definitely improve. You will see. Don't want to freshen up with the tincture before leaving, Sister Ellen. Oh, you are so kind, my daughter. You are so kind-hearted and generous as your faithful husband. Thank you. With trembling hands, Sophie handed over the clay cup to the prioress. The latter politely nodded and drank a few sips from it. Honey, I brought the mint that you... Melanie, no. What happened? Sophia, did you give her your cup? Sophia nodded and stepped aside instinctively when the figure of the prioress began to sing. Sister Ellen doubled over and dropped the cup to the floor, clutched at her stomach. Her breathing increased, her face twisted into grimaces of pain. The woman wheezed, her body bent in a painful convulsion, and she fell heavily to the floor. No! Sophia screamed and ran out of the room, while the Baron stood in a daze. Help! Manfred, help! The front door opened and the Imperial investigator burst into the room. He tried to poison me. I told you he would. What? He added poison into the tincture that the prioress drank my tincture, and she is there in the living room. Hardwin, block the exit. Do not let anyone in or out. Yes, sir. What happened? Who screamed? The investigator briefly examined the room but found nobody. Stay where you are, Baron. Where is Sister Ellen? She left right after you. What's going on? Huh? Miss Von Wolf. Well, where is your prioress? She was here, laying on the floor with no sign of life. Here, where you are now, at this very spot. Honey, did you scream? What happened? What did you do to her, you beep? To whom? Where did you hide her body, you murderer? Murderer? What are you talking about? It's an investigator. What is it all about? Hardwin, search your house, quick. Hardwin nodded and began searching the living room, and hastily retreated to the fireplace, room, continuing search there. What the hell is going on here? Mr. Von Wolf, where were you when you heard the scream? I was in this room, over there at the easel. I was trying to collect my thoughts after everything that happened. Were you alone in this room? No, my wife was here too. She was drinking her tincture to calm down. I moved away so as not to irritate her. I looked out of the window and then I heard a scream from the living room. Can anyone explain what happened? There is no one else in the house, Mr. Investigator. Did you look on the second floor? Positive. Return to your post, Hardwing. Mr. Nemo, the body was here, I swear. This imposter did something to it. What is it all about? Please stop embarrassing me. This is beyond all boundaries. I'm already sick and tired of all of this. It's time to finish this farce. I promise you that I will get to the bottom of it. In less than 2 days, one of you will be behind bars. I bid you goodbye. The investigator hurried away without listening to anything else. As he stepped out, he slammed the door, jumped on his horse, spurred it, and rode away. Honey, get out, leave me alone. The Baron sighed heavily, nodded knowingly, and left the living room without saying a word. Sophia heard him coming up the stairs. Only when the bedroom door closed behind him, she slumped down on her knees and wept bitterly. A few hours later. And just because of the time, and that I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna save it. We'll save the game. And we'll leave it there. It's actually quite a decent storyline. A bit confusing as well. Not bad game, all in all. I'll definitely say, if you like your storytelling and like a novel as well, like an interactive novel in a sense, then this is one to get. £3.39 on the Xbox Store. It's out now. And yeah, Weeping Willow, I'll give it a thumbs up. So until later on, probably around midnight in UK time, that's when I'll be doing Final Apex stream. Around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So till then, see you all later, and hopefully we'll get 250 followers. Till then, take care.